Welcome to another episode of Orta Know Better. My name is Karl and I'm joined today by Gilly, Smarty and Luke. How you doing, boys?
Not bad.
Grand.
You're grand, yeah.
I'm grand.
It's good to see you all made it through the long weekend anyway. Well, in one piece, sort of. We'll get straight into it now. Yeah. Leave that chat to the chat. We'll get straight into it, Gilly. We'll go to you for our prediction poll, or the predictions, please.
Yeah, no worries. So obviously it was a 2-1. So there weren't many close predictions. Most notably, Sai went with a 6-1 win for Leeds. Which actually makes him the furthest away from the actual result, and then makes him the wank of Wotton for the week. So I'll just run through them. So Rex with 3-0. Jay went 4-1 as always. Karl, on balance of what everybody else went for, went with the 3-0. As did Brennan, myself, and Becky. Renda went 4-1. Mez went 3-1. Smarty went 4-0. Adam went 2-0. Dobbo went 2-0, Ash went 3-1, and Shanna went 3-1. So actually, nobody got the 3 or the 5. Every single person got 1 single point. So it's as you were in the league, but everybody got 1 point more.
Right, okay. That's slightly disappointed. Who got Wankers Wooden?
Cy Johnson got Wankers Wotton for going for the biggest Leeds win. He was the furthest away.
Did he make that prediction on the last pod? Well, he was on the main pod the last time, and he made that prediction on his first appearance on the main pod.
That's him.
Brave man. I'll be perfectly honest with you. So what's the crack? So it's all looking the same, and we're just going to leave it as is there now, and nothing really.
So the league positions are all as you were. It's just a case of everybody has 1 additional point.
All right, that's fair enough. That was brief. So we'll get straight into a short chat about the Sheffield United game. Now, I gave me a little piece in on B&C there after the game, and I'd like to hear what you have to say about it, Mez, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah, Smarty and I were invited onto All Leeds TV last night, onto their Monday Night Football. We had a bit of a chat about that. Not much else really to add. It was a comfortable win, but we did make it difficult for ourselves. Typical Leeds again, a Yorkshire derby. We should have probably put the game to bed early on and won by maybe 3 or 4 goals quite comfortably. Weren't quite as clinical as we can be, and I think that showed. We probably had far more chances, and it was a little bit of a nervy finish to the game. Some great performances. I don't think there was a bad performance 1 to 11. But for me, most notably, probably Stewie Dallas, who is consistent.
He is.
Who is this guy?
I can't remember what I said.
Mr. Convenient.
No, Mr. Consecutive, wasn't it?
Consecutive.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Consecutive.
You keep doing that.
Yeah, I do. Other than that, I don't really have much else to add. It was a comfortable win that we probably should have won more comfortably, to be fair, probably in a nutshell.
What did you think of Tyler in that number 10 role? Do you think is he getting any better in it?
Absolutely. I've always said there's a player in there with Tyler Roberts, and no matter what the gang and the peer pressure you lot say to me, I've always stood by that. I think Tyler Roberts will be a class 10. And I think I mentioned earlier on in the season sending him out to a sort of a championship side pushing for the playoffs. Somebody like Barnsley who are pushing on just to go in there and get time under his belt and game time and that. But he hasn't needed it because he's coming with Rodrigo being out and Hernandez seems to be the forgotten man. So he's been given that opportunity, and I think he's taken it by the scruff of the neck. I think that pass that he gave over to Harrison to set up for the Jagielka own goal was, honestly, if that was Kevin De Bruyne, it'd be getting replayed over and over and over and over. That was some pass, was that? But yeah, looks lively. Looks like he could turn somebody in a phone box, and coming into his own.
Gilly, go to you next. I was a little bit disappointed with Rodrigo when he came on. I know he only got a few minutes. How do you think he played when he came on? Do you think it was he had a bit of an influence on the game, or was he just a bit lost up front trying to get into it?
I think he was quite unlucky. I think there were a couple of occasions when, if a ball had been better to him, he'd have been in a better position and a good position to have been able to do something with it. Before he went off, Bamford was, hardly in the game, and I don't think much changed in that sort of from that sort of perspective. In as much as you can only deal with what you get as a striker, and it didn't feel like we were as incisive up front as we can be. Rafinha's touch inside and that little shimmy and then setting up Jackie was magnificent. It was lovely. He was really hot and cold. But Dallas for me wasn't quite man of the match, but I can see why he'd go for him. But the only person that beat him for me was Llorente, who I thought was magnificent in the game. But we're going there with two players that are solid, that played well, but played well kind of. I mean, I say with a defensive mind, Dallas were really unlucky not to score. He hit the corner of the crossbar and post, didn't he? And then he put one just over. It was a bit unlucky not to score. But I thought it was a solid game. We should have won it by more than we did. But when you get right down to it, who gives a fuck? They're going down. We're staying up.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. At the end of the day, we've put a nail in their coffin there, and it'll all them soft muffets from Leeds will be laughing at all the way to the bank when they're gone down. Smarty, I just wanted to touch on Phillips. He plays a very different role for England as he does for Leeds. Do you think? I know we take the piss sometimes, and we're like, "Geez, if he goes to England, he's going to forget how to play football when he comes back to Leeds." But do you think is he? He's matured as a player now, where he can actually go and play a different role and still be quite good the whole time anyway, regardless of the role he's playing in his position. Like, do you think was he back to his best on Saturday for us? Do you think?
Yeah, they're all professional footballers. At the end of the day, they should be able to have a couple of different, sort of styles of play. I mean, before Bielsa, he was an attacking midfielder with Calvin, so it's not something that's totally strange. I mean, it was strange seeing him, play for Southgate in that attacking role again. But he seemed to do well. In fact, it wasn't an attacking role. It was kind of more of like an advanced defensive sort of role they were playing. It would have been
more of an number 8, wasn't it?
Yeah, it were an odd one. But yeah, I mean, we used to seeing him obviously as a decent CDM, mopping it up, and he does that well. And I think he has on occasion when he's played in that role or a similar role for England, he's done it well. But yeah, like I said, they're all professionals, aren't they? And it's not something too completely out of the ordinary for him. So yeah, you could play Phillips anywhere in the middle.
The only reason I asked was because when he was playing in a similar role for us when he first broke through, he was getting a lot of stick for how he was performing in that role. And I think with Bielsa now, he's found that role where he's key to absolutely everything that we do, essentially from back to front. And I just hope that if he plays the role that he got stick for us, for England, I just hope the criticism doesn't come of him now, because he's proven himself in the CDM role to try and revert to playing that role where I personally didn't think he was, he was developing, but not at the rate he should have been that he is now under Bielsa. He just wasn't developing as quickly as he probably should have been.
Can a player develop that well under few or many different coaches, though? To kind of stick to one style when you've had that many managers coming and going, and it's the lad's only a young kid.
He also played in that position for all them managers.
Yeah, he did, but you're not always going to play exactly the same way. The systems are different, aren't they? The actual, the function, the team, and everything, the way they pass, the way they move, all that sort of shit. Yeah, they play football, but I mean, Bielsa's team play football, but completely differently, to what we've ever seen before. Rosler were different to fucking, others, and McDermott were. I mean, fucking hell, what were his name? Oh, fucking Warnock. Some of the worst football I've ever seen, but he used to get results sometimes. It's just one of them. But yeah, he's going to get some stick. I think he's getting more stick from England fans or from the England setup because he's a Leeds fan. He's a Leeds player, should I say?
Yeah.
With this Declan Rice fucking loving that people are having, it's a load of bollocks, and he's crap now anyway, so unlucky. Yeah, I think he's getting a lot of stick in that because he is playing how Southgate wants him to play, side to side, back maybe as a CDM. You know, people are expecting him to bomb on and score a fucking hat-trick every game. It's not going to happen, is it? So, but yeah, fuck him. I don't give a shit what anyone says. As long as he keeps doing what he's doing for Leeds and fucking zero fucks given.
That's it.
He's the centrepiece in it for us. Like without him,
For us.
we're a different side, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? We're so reliable on his mopping up and his positioning. And I said when he was playing for England, he just effortlessly glides around the pitch. He just seemed to make it so effortless to get from one position to another. He's just a dream to have in your team.
He just reads the game so well. I mean, we had people covering, you know, Strike, Ben White last year, you know, they do all right, but they just do not have that vision that Phillips does to read the game, to receive the ball. And he knows exactly what he's going to do with it as soon as it's gone. Either to step in, to let players go past him, to shrug them off, or, you know, to get an outlet straight away. Fantastic player. We need to keep hold of him. I'm sure it will do, but we really do need to keep hold of him. He's our linchpin.
Yeah.
Just touching on what you've said there, though, we in terms of the context of the question, you've asked about him not playing in CDM. We've all agreed that Henderson shouldn't be anywhere near the squad, and now Rice is injured, so it looks like he'll be at CDM anyway.
Well, this is the thing. Yeah, he might be bringing football home for England after all. Like, you know, be all right, wouldn't it? You'd be happy enough with that, lads, wouldn't you?
Won't be bad. Won't be bad.
That'd be all right. Not too shabby.
Keep ticking over. He'll be exhausted for the start of next year, but you know.
I can't wait to see him on Badil and Skinner's new version of Three Lions when he's hair in dreadlocks.
They're wheeling them on in bloody wheelchairs at some point, won't they? Them two. They'll be singing this pissing song from ICU and shit.
Like Krang in Turtles when he's in that body, it's just a brain, or like computer armor.
Yeah, exactly.
With the lightning seeds.
Badil just flatlined during fucking recording. Shit, get him back.
Yeah. Turn on the techno drum.
Get him, give him a shock.
Right,
can I just share one last thought about the game?
Yeah.
This reflects on. I still can't get my head around it. Is their manager saying that we were struggling to cope with them and therefore we were making some changes?
Yeah, that's what the headline said.
I'm not going to say anything else. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, well, like these are the things that you kind of have to deal with. Barnsley logic. Is that a thing?
No, exactly.
Must be.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Barnsley, a Barnsley kisses. I think he's had a few too many of them.
Yeah,
jeez. Right, let's not get into, you know, racially stereotyping people from Barnsley.
They're not a separate race, Karl.
Hey, the way you're talking, man, and some of the chat I do hear from you.
Fucking racist.
Where they were.
South Yorkshire brethren.
I can't be racist. I'm Irish.
Racist against Barnsley folk.
Right, so sure. Let's get into the old poll. Smarty, I'll hand this one over to you before I talk any more shite.
Thank you. Each week we ask the listeners to choose the main subject for the pod. So from the following options this week, we had the under-23s and which player we'd like to see make an appearance. Which player has been our best ever bargain signing? To talk about the Leeds hating bastards who are right up shit creek, i.e. Derby, Wednesday and Sheff United. But the winner was the under-23s player we'd love to see make an appearance for the first team. So I'm going to go to Gilly first off.
I wanted to talk about the shithouse in Leeds 18 bastards.
Yeah, I did a bit.
Yeah. Damn you, Twitters.
Drop that in a little bit towards the end, but concentrate on this one for now.
Right, so I'm gonna say all of the names that you're all thinking now anyway. So we're looking at.
No, you're only allowed one.
No, that's not what he said. We're talking about them.
I said one. No, I said it's one name in it.
Clarify there, please, Smarty.
Yeah.
Come on, Smart.
Which under-23s player we'd love to see make an appearance for the team? So pick one.
So we're going to mention 4, and then we'd all made a decision on one of them. Well, fuck it then, I won't.
Do what you want, mate. Fuck it.
Just say one. Stop being
anyway,
anyway,
I haven't decided on one. I don't know one. Oh no,
We'll
four.
come back to you then. We'll come back to you when we've all picked them.
Somebody needs to know them all.
Well, I'll go with one that you don't mention then. Fuck you.
Go on then.
Go on, Karl.
Here, when did this get handed over to me? We're not still on Gilly, like.
I'm not allowed, apparently.
You're allowed
Because
one,
he wants
Gilly.
to
Go
pick
for
the
it.
fucking full squad.
Gilly, I'll allow you one there. Go on, man.
No,
Go on.
I'm going last now.
Are you? All right. I'll go first, so.
Go on
if
then.
That's the way it's going to be. I'd like to see Geldhard get a go. I know I've said it before, but
Yeah.
I'd definitely like to see him get a go. I read somewhere online there during the week that Bielsa was on a video call to his ma and his agent, basically telling him he needed to lose weight. So apparently he's dropped a couple of pounds over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Now I think that's a good sign for him because Bielsa considers him a contender for the bench for next season, I'd say, if he's getting onto him like that, you know. Now I know the rest of the under-23s are probably they're raked in compared to him anyway, like, but I think if he's going, you know, if he's getting on the Zoom calls to his folks and his agent saying, here, get him to drop a few pounds there, he'll be all right, like, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's a good sign for him, and I genuinely I'd love to see him get a proper goal in the league this season. Just maybe the last home game or something, start him just for the crack. It's against who we playing last home game? It's bleeding West Brom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're going to start any of the kids in a game, that send them out to absolutely hammer West Brom. So I'd go with Geldhard now myself, if I'm being honest.
I don't know if you've got Bamford only one shot of hitting the magic 20, he's going to want to play, isn't he?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but if that's not the case, start the kid. Like you could even play him in that number 10 role and have, you know, him and Bamford swapping every now and again.
Well, I say he's Gilly specifically a striker. I thought he was midfield as well.
He's played there for the 23s. He's more a number 9, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like you could swap them around, you know, because Bamford can fill that hole as well where he can play that role and he's got that pass in him. And I think if anyone was going to try and lay it on for Geldhard, I think Bamford would be the one because one striker to another knows where the run is going and stuff. And I don't know, I'd like to see him get a shot. He'd be my pick now, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Luke?
Yeah, so again, I mentioned him last night with Harrison obviously not available against his parent club. We obviously expect probably that Costa will be coming in and maybe Pavetta moving up to the bench. But I'd like to see Crescencio, Gilbert, Silverio, Chiro, Somerville on the bench. And that's his full name, in case you didn't know.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. Crescencio, Gilbert, Silverio, Chiro, Somerville is his name.
I was going to say, don't try it twice. Like,
Backwards, Jimmy.
Do it backwards.
Somerville, Chiro, Silverio, Gilbert, Crescencio.
There you go.
So yeah, no, really tricky winger. What I've seen of him in the under-23, he's really pacey. He almost looks too good for that 23s team, but he's probably not good enough for the first team yet. He's only 19 years old. He's represented Holland at 16, 17, 18, and 19, under-19s, I think. Really quick, nimble, good feet, and half-decent delivery, which he'll probably work on. And I'm sure Bielsa's already got that in his sights. I mean, for the under-19s at Netherlands, he's only played 5 games for him, and he scored 6 goals for a winger, which sounds absolutely berserk. And I'm not sure who they've played, I'll be honest with you. But when I was looking into it earlier, he's just somebody I think he's already on the cusp of the first team probably. However, we've obviously got quite a lot of good attacking options on the wing for him to potentially replace before he'll get a call up. But with Harrison out the weekend, who knows? I think he's well worthy of his first senior call up.
I think Pavetta were on the bench at the weekend as well, so you know he wouldn't be replacing him.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back.
He was on the bench, was it?
I think so.
That bench on Saturday was absolutely savage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was class. strongest bench we've had in years. Sorry, Smart.
No, it's fine. No, I agree. Whatever it is, I mean, it has been for quite some time now that we're starting to get players back. I mean, we've got Cock waiting on the bench as well, and Struick's knocking about. So it's very, very strong defensively. Anyway, obviously attacking, we've always been there or thereabouts, haven't we? But it's nice to see Pavetta back on the bench. Gilly, then, have you made a decision?
I'm waiting on which one you go with. If you can't have Joffrey and you can't have Somerville, who are you going with?
I'm going to have to go with Greenwood. But I would like to see.
That's the three of the four I were going to say. So.
I know. There's only going to be. I know where you're going, but yeah, I would like to see Gellert. I think if I were to choose one, it would definitely be him. And like I say, Somerville, cracking player. Greenwood, cracking player, doing some really, really good stuff with under 23s at the minute. It's too hard to choose, probably. Really, I think Greenwood's a really, really good shout. But I don't think we'll be seeing him till next year. Gellert, probably more chance. I'd love to see Somerville. I would love to see what he could do.
All right, Keegan, chill out.
I was going to say I would love. I would love.
Yeah,
I would love it.
I'd love it. I think he's a cracking player. There's some really, really good lads coming through from the youth. And I think they'll smash. Is it PL1 they're going into next season?
Yeah.
I think they'll smash it in there as well. I think they'll do really well. So. But Greenwood for me. So
not if we're slapping the ball in first team and getting rid of first team. It'll be shit.
Yeah. I think they'll see bits like cup games and stuff like that, but they're not going to start. I mean, it depends on who we're recruiting. Some have done it, but I don't think they're going to be knocking anyone off the pedestals right, straight away. So I think they'll still be knocking about in the youth setup. But come on, mate, give us yours. Who's your player?
Well, for me, I mean, the four I were going to say were the three that you've named. Plus, but I really wanted you to say drama in your Manc accent, Smarty. But that's it. You look down.
Drama.
You ought to. It looks like a man playing against boys when you see him and his physicality and the way that he approaches the game and the way that he bosses people around. I suppose it's quite unfortunate that not only is the Ayling in front of him, but there's also Dallas to fill in if Ayling's not available. Yeah. So, he can consider himself a little bit unlucky there. He might have already had an opportunity to at least be on the bench if it weren't for that. But, the four that we've talked about there, they all look like they're going to be capable of stepping up. There's also a couple that are out on loan that have done pretty well. That, we spoke about earlier in the season. I know that we talk about our under-23s, but equally there's players that have gone out of our under-23s on loan, where we said they should go out on loan so that they can play against men and get kicked about a bit in lower leagues. And, they have done that. So, it's going to be really interesting to see who it is. McCalmont's gone out, and McCalmont's been scoring. He's been doing well.
Yeah, that goal he got there last weekend.
Yeah.
Jesus, what a strike that was.
And I think he's had
Is Edmondson out as well? Edmondson,
Northampton,
Donny or something.
Yeah, because he came down from Scotland and went back out on
Aberdeen.
That's right.
I think
he won't get a game.
And then Matthias Bogus as well was highly thought of before he went out on loan. Is he at Leganés or something like that over in Spain? So with players coming back as well, and I know that when we're watching the under-23s, obviously we don't see those players, so we only can see what we get the coverage on, and there's decent coverage of it now. But with those coming back in as well, it's going to be quite interesting to see who it is that gets the nod.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they are spoiled for choice in the under-23s as to who they want to progress. Like they can pick and choose from any of them. Like and
we can.
Whichever ones they pick, they're going to mature under Bielsa quite quickly. Like so, I
know we've named four there, but that full 23 squad. I mean, you got Casey, you got Jenkins, you've got quite a lot of other.
Jenkins,
Leif Davis hasn't been spoken about. He's a 23s player, really. Although
I'm just Jenkins.
I just said Jenkins. Yeah,
because he just said it as well, Smarty. Go on, Karl, there's only you left. Don't forget
about Jenkins.
Who are we talking about? Jenkins, is it? What's his name, Jenkins?
We've got Casey. We've got who's the other centre back begin with a C? Who's been for the first team? He's been on the bench a couple of times. Name escapes me anyway, but yeah, another big centre back. Cresswell. Yeah, we've got obviously
Say it,
Capri, the
Gilly.
goalkeeper, who looks good as well. Jenkins, we've got Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins.
But yeah, I mean, just to sort of from my perspective, there's not one of them 23s when I've watched them. There's even the really young striker, who's the under 18s that's just signed his first contract.
Oh, he's bloody hell. He got a couple in the under 23s cup game there recently.
Yeah,
didn't he?
he's been playing for the 23s, but he's
He's
he
only
reminds
16.
me of Alan Smith. Yeah, he reminds me of Alan Smith. Max
Dean.
Max Dean. He's aggression and the way he puts himself about and that. I mean, he's probably never going to.
Is that the little lad who looked grumpy as fuck when he was signing his?
Yes,
that's the one.
Yes,
Yeah, that's him.
That's him.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Robbie Gotts
but they're not even
as well.
20. Yeah, Robbie Gotts. They're not even 23s. They're 18s. So they're like playing 5 years above their station. Max Dean's 16, so he's playing 7 years above his age group against some players. And yeah, none of them look out of place, and they're still bossing it. Yeah, so yeah, exciting times. I think it's nice position to be in. Obviously, a year or two ago, we got the status back for the academy. Was it A star or A plus or whatever?
It's only last year, wasn't it? It was last season it started.
Was it last season that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like an age ago, doesn't it? With the COVID and that.
It
It was
does,
before
yeah.
COVID, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It was well before COVID.
No, it was only when we got promoted, wasn't it? So it was only this year, look.
Was it? Anyway, but yeah, it's good. Either way, it's a good position to be in as a Leeds fan, and to be part of that academy setup as well. I think they're in good hands. I think we're in a good position.
Yeah. I think Bielsa's keeping a close eye on the youth side of things as well. You know, he seems to have his fingers in all the pies around the club, so that's not a bad thing, and long may it continue. Gutter trash tonight, Gilly, man. Gutter trash is what you are tonight. Christ, man. Head in the gutter.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you mean. I'll tell you what I mean. I mean, we're going to go on to the best topic on all podcasts. I will, yeah. Aguanan. It's the number one topic on all Leeds United podcasts, and I won't let anyone ever tell you differently. It's the Hock Topic, and we've got it now. So it's the Hock. It's a bit of a landslide, I think this one's going to be, or Guardiola. I'm going to go to you first, Smarty, man. The Hock or Guardiola?
Go on.
It's going to be tough, Gilly.
Last week's a tough between the Heck and the Hock, but fucking hell, this one's taking it just that one step further.
Yeah.
It's got to be the Hock, hasn't it? Surely. Surely. Well, his green pedigree, mate. PE teacher extraordinaire. Likes polythene bags, eats cheese slices. Teaching you for tomorrow. It's got to be fucking Hock. Fuck Pep.
Fucking hell. All right, we go to you, Luke.
Yeah, I'm going to totally disagree.
Thought you would.
I'm going to be a little bit sensible while he drinks his can of Pepsi, and obviously Pep Guardiola is Pep. I'm surprised you didn't pick Pep.
What? Just flashing it across. Pep.
Well, you put it away on camera.
That's someone picked up on it.
So yeah, no, Guardiola. Simply, I mean, his Champions League history, his Premier League. He's done it in the Bundesliga. He's done it in the BBVA. He's done it everywhere, hasn't he? And the level of respect that he holds for Marcelo Bielsa, unrivaled. So yeah,
done it in Pine P leagues, up, pal.
Yeah, well, he don't need to, does he?
Bundesliga and your fucking Champions League. Pine fucking P leagues. That's where it's at. Fucking shit out.
I remember when the Hock was going to take us to Champions League. He's not.
Exactly. You've got to start somewhere, son. You've got to start fucking Pine P leagues. Get yourself through fucking PVA glue stick fucking shite, and then boom, you're away.
So yeah, Pep for me.
Pep for you. What about you, Gilly?
Well, in my opinion, Pep can get fucked. So there's a good reason for this.
Blimey.
So I've got time for him. He's got a lot of respect for Marcelo Bielsa, but at the same time, 1975, Bayern Munich, they can all get fucked. They are third in the most hated team of a Leeds fan. He's been there. He might as well be a scummer. He can fuck off. It's the Hock.
Are you comparing Pep, who managed Bayern Munich 30 years after what happened in 76?
75.
75.
Yeah, 75, sorry. 30 years after-ish, maybe more. You're comparing him with a scummer as equal.
No, I said just below that. Which I think,
You can't question his
scum,
logic.
and then there's the scum.
I am
and then there's
questioning
Bayern, and then there's Chelsea. Bayern are up there. I mean, you should hate them as a Leeds
Who?
fan.
Who are up there?
I think we call them Bayern, but I think Gilly's a bit popular than us.
Who's
Bayern.
Bayern?
Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich, what are you on about? So they can all get fucked.
Bayern
and therefore
are up
Pep
here.
can as well.
Bayern.
I'm quite frankly, I'm
YouTube.
disgusted that you've gone for somebody other than a Leeds legend. It's pretty despicable, to be honest.
I'm in your camp, mate. Absolutely fucking pair of bastards. I mean, obviously, Karl's going to go where we think he's going to go.
Yeah, well, I went and did a tour of the Allianz Arena, and while it is,
does he have his fucking?
Hold
his 10-meter swimming badge.
Let me get to my point.
Does he fuck?
Get to my point. Hold on. I'll drown him in that 10-meter swimming badge in a minute. Just let me get to my point. I was there. My point. And I felt like stealing the European Cup from 1975 because they literally, right, when you're in the museum, they have them all in a line. And all
that wouldn't even be theft. That's just ours. It's like Greece taking back the Elgin marbles. That is ours.
Yeah. So the way I'm looking at it, my point and where I'm getting to is Pep has never contributed to that row of trophies, thank fucking God, but he did manage them. So I'm going to go with the Hock.
Yes.
Carlos. You remember? Can I just pipe up a second? You remember why we set this up, don't you? Because it was to decide who we would like to manage Leeds, given the opportunity.
But who would you like to manage Leeds after Bielsa? There is no one after Bielsa.
Pep.
There is no one.
We haven't got the money for Pep to manage us.
No, I know we haven't. But we've got more chance of. I'd rather fucking Pep than the Hock.
Yeah, but the Hock doesn't ask for any money. All the Hock asks for is salt shakers and pepper shakers. That's his fee, like. That's all you do.
Right,
like,
I'm going to put a poll out.
He's
I'm going to put a poll out tonight, and I'm going to ask all of the listeners and whoever else who they would prefer to manage Leeds, Pep or the Hock. Okay.
Fine.
And we'll see how stupid the three of you. The three of you are just he's not going to change your minds because you're all thick.
But do you think that that's going to make any difference to the way the vote is going to go? Like, everyone's going to know that you're.
I don't understand
how
you can go against fucking Hock, mate. I can't get that.
You're putting it out.
He's got the future of football in it. He's shaping the future of football.
Absolutely. He's absolutely. He's teaching our youth.
And if he didn't have that,
it'll come out in a few years what he is. It'll come out in a few years what he is.
A terrible coach, is it?
Yeah, awful coach.
Yeah.
He's got his own little eBay shop for pepper grinders and salt shakers.
Can I just point out it's 6-0?
Fuck off. Nice. Oh my God, that's priceless, man.
20 minutes left. Come on, we want double figures.
Right, anyway.
Right, so
I lose, you win.
Yeah. Welcome to the club.
The ball will speak.
No, there's no winners and losers in this.
There's only one winner, and that's HOCKASAY.
I'm trying to fan the flames here, like, you know what I mean? Can you chill out?
He's fucking boiling. He's taking it right serious. He's vaping his teeth off.
He's like,
can't see. He's like a fucking plume of smoke coming out of his ears. He's not happy.
Right.
He's not even
we'll
looking
get
at
off.
camera now. He's
He's
not
looking
having
at
any
his
of it.
fucking phone.
He still has the headphones in, so
Bastards,
we're
I'm
all
going to
right.
put this ball up right now. Fuck him.
I'm gonna fucking prove
He's
it to
doing
him.
it.
Stupid.
He's fucking doing it too. Look at him. He's like,
You
fucking
don't get it. You don't get why we do it, but he's taking it right serious. He's got a little frown. I can see wrinkles on
You
his
can
head.
tell he's concentrating.
He's
Look, he's like,
I'm making his spelling mistakes.
yeah, there's no edit button on Twitter. Okay. Don't fuck it up.
I'm just waiting for all you lot to fucking go on and vote for the Hawks, so it says 100%.
Phone's here, ready to go.
Ah, it's already here, boy.
Ding, ding. 3 votes already.
Yeah, look at that.
What's going on?
100%. Everyone knows. Right, moving along anyway. Has everyone voted?
While
Have you
everybody's
put it up
looking at
yet?
their phone.
Yeah, put it up there now, Mez. And we get a
What the
vote.
fuck's David HOCKASAY?
Oh, you absolutely cabbaged that.
I
have you?
fucking told him.
You fucking
I said, don't make any spelling mistakes. Fuck's sake. Try again. Yeah, if you're not Paul, David HOCKASAY.
David HOCKASAY is actually winning.
David
No,
HOCKASAY.
it's deleted. It's been deleted.
That's all right. I've got a screen grab.
Resounding win for the HOCKASAY.
That's it. The poll's done.
Oh man, that's brilliant.
Can't speak.
Can't speak.
That fucking done earlier.
Are you putting a new one up there, Luke?
Yeah.
Good man. Knew you couldn't
I've
resist
done it
the
fucking again.
argumentative fucker, you. Huh?
I've done it again.
Have your
It's not
say on
meant to be.
HOCKASAY.
It's just not meant to be. You're literally the loser on the night, like.
Wicket, yeah.
HOCKASAY's winning.
Is it up already there?
Guardiola's winning, mate. 100%.
Oh,
No, it's
God,
not.
That's not going to win now for long.
HOCKASAY's
Where
winning.
is it? What have you put it up on?
5 votes, HOCKASAY. Fucking sweet.
Is it on your page?
Votes 80%.
As if it's got 5 votes. Okay,
Oh, you put it on the. All right. Right. Okay. So we're going to go on and have a quick chat about the City game. They're our next opponents, and let's be honest, they're playing here tonight, and they've rested all their big names for their game against Dortmund to play Leeds on Saturday. Aguero's on the bench. They're all on the bench, all the big boys. So
He's knackered, isn't he, Aguero?
yeah, but look, he's still Aguero, isn't he? His name doesn't change. His ability doesn't. He's just
Not Liam
gets
Cooper.
going.
Did you see the bits earlier about him saying that he's happy to stay in the Premier League and not play Champions League football?
Well, right, Gilly, let's fire that one over to you. How do you think we're going to get on this weekend?
Well, for starters, I don't think we're going to be signing Sergio Aguero. Sorry about that. In terms of resting their big players, I'm not sure where you're coming from there. De Bruyne's playing, Foden's playing, Gundogan's playing, and he's had a corker of the season.
Sterling's
No, Mahrez is playing. Sterling's not.
Rested some big boys.
I know Silvers.
Yeah, he's
Bernardo
Silva's up front.
Ailing the new one on Saturday.
So we might see Jesus start against us at the weekend.
He's just come on as Jesus.
How's he?
Like he's rested Torres, Aguero, Sterling, Fernandinho, Mendy, Laporte, Zinchenko, and bleeding Jesus. That's a pretty strong bench to be resting. Like.
And Eric Garcia.
They've got the money, haven't they?
I know, yeah, but
so I mean, ultimately, when you get right down to it, it doesn't really matter what team they put out; they're going to be favourites and strong favourites. But they were in the first game as well, and we took a point. And do you know what? we could have poxed a win, and it would have been a poxy win. We didn't really deserve the win, I don't think, but we took a point. And in 90 minutes, who's to say that can't happen again? We'll give anybody a game, but do you know what? I did listen to Luke and to Smarty on the recording with our Leeds TV, and I do agree with them. I would trade it. I wouldn't trade away a win to the pink and white, a defeat to the pink and white shite, but I'd trade away a defeat to City to be able to beat the scum. But I won't be giving the pink and white shite out. But it's unlikely. Let's face it is unlikely, and they are 14 points clear of second place. They've had a corker of a season. They do score goals from all over. I mentioned Godot just now. He kind of plays a defensive midfield role and still ends up on score sheet most weeks.
It's ridiculous.
And it is ridiculous talent that they've got in his side. De Bruyne pulling the strings. We mentioned Roberts' pass out to Harrison and his cloud feet. I think somebody referred to it as rather than pillow feet. But that ball that De Bruyne played, he couldn't have played it any harder because it wouldn't have got to the player. It'd have already been gone by the time we were in the right position, but he couldn't have played it any softer because the two defenders that were coming in from either side would have cleared it away. It was absolutely perfectly weighted and perfectly lined up for the player to run on. So without breaking stride and without going without the defenders getting to it, he's got that in his locker to pick out that killer pass. So it's important that we've got our best defender back. And it's important that we have another good defensive showing. There's only Karl smiled at that. But no, it's one of those. It's not a free hit because I hate that term. And we want to be going out and we want to be trying to take 3 points from every game. And Bielsa certainly will set them up to try and do that.
Yeah, I agree that Bielsa will try and do that. It goes against his nature to try and play any other way. So, who do you think is...
He's 7-0.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Go on, town.
Yeah, that's his stuff. Mez, what do you think, man?
Yeah, so mentioned it last night. I don't expect us to get a win away at City. I really don't. But like I said last night, I think it could be a bit of a basketball game, and I think it's got all the ingredients for quite an exciting game. That they love to attack. We don't know anything else but attack. It's just who can be the most clinical. And when you look at their forward sort of 3 or 4 in comparison to ours, they have been far more clinical over the length of the season, whether it be the first string or the second string. I also said that I would trade losing to both City and Liverpool to beat the scum, which I still would. I still wouldn't want, and I still won't be backing against Leeds to lose either of those games. But I don't see us being able to match them. And another thing, I think it very much depends on what the score ends up tonight. If Dortmund can get an equaliser or get an away goal, I think it makes their life a lot harder going away to Dortmund in a week's time. And they may well think twice about putting their best or favourite 11 out that are available against us, which could put us in a bit of a better position. I still don't think we'll be in a good enough position to be favourites or even to go and get much out of the game. But yeah, we'll see.
I think it was wasn't it Pep that said earlier on during the week, it's like we're the one team that he didn't want to play in between the first leg and the second leg of Dortmund. And I think that kind of indicates to me that he might rest certain players on Saturday that, normally he would play. And that's why his bench is so strong today. I think he's going to play half the bench that's on there tonight on Saturday and rest the other players.
There's another thing to take into account as well, is the very next game after the second leg is a semi-final. Is it quarterfinal, semi-final at FA Cup?
Yeah,
against Chelsea. He's desperate. What he really wants is to take all of the silverware, and so that will be looming as an important game just as much as the Champions League game. The league is just about sewn up. The Champions League and the FA Cup, they need to have a good showing in. So you never know what happens. Any player that comes in from the bench is going to want to play in the semi-final of the FA Cup and play in the second leg of the Champions League game. So they're going to want to play out of the skin and show that they can do it. So it's tough. It's tough anyway round.
Yeah. What's your opinion, Smart?
Yeah, I was just going to say exactly what you said, Karl. Pep Guardiola said himself that the team he would most not want to play in between all this madness is us. And I'm watching. I'm actually watching the game now. It's on in the background, and Dortmund are firing into them like they're running them ragged. So there'll be some tired legs out there on Saturday. But like I say, I think if they weren't as far with the FA Cup and the Champions League and stuff like that, and it would just literally a league, I think it would have a hell of a tougher game. But like the lads have said, they will care about the Premier League. They'll care about the fixture, but probably not enough to maybe jeopardise performances from their other players and keep the best players fresh for the silverware.
Yeah.
So I think we can get a result there. I really, really do. On our day, we can beat anyone, and that includes anyone in the fucking Premier League. No matter who it is. So yeah, I don't see why we can't go there and get a result.
I'd agree with you on that one, Smarty, if I'm honest. Like, I think the fact that Guardiola was already not looking forward to playing us after Dortmund kind of gives.
They'll know that. The players will know that as well. Those City players know they're coming in, and it's going to be fucking hard for them. It's going to be tough.
And that they don't want that. Like, this is the last thing they want is us. Like, they're not going to play anyone like us between now and the end of the season in the Premier League. We're probably their hardest game in between their hardest run of games. And I think that, like you said, there is an opportunity to get a result there, even if it is just a draw.
I mean, you go back to Scum game. We were getting beaten, we were getting dicked, but we kept going and going and going and going at them. And even if we were to start losing, we'll still go at them. We'll still be going wave after wave after wave because that's how we play.
That's it. We're relentless, aren't we?
Yeah,
we're relentless, and we'll tire teams out. We'll just absolutely knacker teams out. Like you see teams on the off the pitch when they've played us, they're absolutely, whether they've beaten us or we've beaten them, they're absolutely fucked. And you look at the statistics of averages. I think it was actually a gaff after Fulham. They brought up average miles run per player or something for Fulham, and it was about an average of like sort of half a mile or maybe even up to a mile more per player that they'd run against us, because they were chasing shadows a lot of the time, because our movement is just so dynamic and uncalculated. It's just nobody knows where the foot players are going to go because they've got that many different sort of patterns that they like to play. It's a joy to watch as a Leeds fan.
Don't forget though, Scott Parker told us that we were predictable because of the patterns of play. Exactly. All right, Scotty.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was Fulham. I could be wrong. It might have been a different game. But the graphics that they brought up just showed that whoever it was we played, they'd actually run their asses into the ground per player so much more than they had all season average. So,
Chelsea put 20% more into their efforts as well, weren't they?
Yeah, they put in a lot more against us than they have.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed as well with the pundits on TV, like I don't know if anyone saw Tim Sherwood came out with the comment going that what's going on? They're meant to be running out of steam. This Bielsa burnout, they're meant to be running out of steam now, and it's like now I think after us being there a year, even though we know it's not running out of steam physically, when it happened the first year, that was a mental breakdown. That wasn't a physical breakdown. We simply do not run out of steam.
Where's Karen when you need her? Where's Karen when you need her?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I only stayed up because of COVID.
I fucking told you, didn't I? Tell her out.
We ordered the Peaky Blinders.
If only you could portray a Brummy accent in a tweet. But that's the thing now. It's nice that bleeding pundits are starting to acknowledge that they were essentially wrong. They're like they're not going to burn out. They're not going to. There's no huffing and puffing with us. The only thing that beats us is the fact that we leave gaps at the back when we plough forward. That's the thing that beats us.
Set pieces and man for man
clash.
That Pete had. That
Hang on,
Pete had
while we-
to the country.
Hang on a minute.
eat a lot
While
of
we-
peaches.
Pete
While we're
says-
talking about what things that we shouldn't have said, Smarty, while we're on that topic, can we just repeat what you
should
called
have
the
seen his
scum
fucking
last
eyes
night?
light up when I said scum over it. Oh, can't wait to drop this one.
Smarty.
Tell the listeners all about it, Lou.
Go on, Luke.
Okay. Well, live on telly, live on All Leeds TV
Live on
last
telly.
night. While we're talking about what things we probably shouldn't say on air, why don't you just tell all the fans of Orta Know Better what you referred to the scum as live?
Bastards.
No, the real one. Like, what did you really call them?
I won't do it because it were a mistake, and I would never do it. I certainly wouldn't fucking doing it for your fucking name, you cunt.
For those of you listening in,
Can I just identify the elephant in the room here, where Karl's laughing, but Karl's done exactly the same thing before?
Yeah, there's been a few people that have done it on here, but I was summarising. I went City, I went and Liverpool.
what was that?
I was speaking about also. I wouldn't purposefully call that team that word.
Yeah.
Well, I had to point you out.
I accept I'm a shit house. I accept I'm a twat. It's been said before. And not a fucking bigger deal has been made out of it as this one fucking has either.
To all the listeners of Orta Know Better, just to let you know that there is only one United, and that's
You
Leeds
know, I better
United.
know.
But Smarty seems to think that there is only one United.
Go on, say it.
It's not the Leeds
What did I say?
United.
You tell them what I
What
said.
did you call us? I'm going to tell him. Smarty referred to scum as United last night.
You said it. You just said
Should be
it.
appalled.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
And I'm trying to think of, I'm trying to think of a suitable punishment or.
Well,
You're
we're
gonna
gonna have
punish
to.
me. You're gonna have to
Mez,
punish the two players.
Mez, there's
Other
just
two
about only
members.
me and you left that haven't.
So
Oh,
you're
I
gonna
don't-
Well,
fucking punish everyone.
I don't know if Adam has. Karl definitely
Karl-
has.
it's
Jay
Karl and
definitely
I have.
has.
Yeah.
He's-
And I've picked Moyes.
Karl got fucking absolutely
But only once.
berated when he
Picked
picked Moyes.
fucking Moyes, but picked fucking the Hock over fucking Pep. What's that about?
Man, I was drunk when I picked Moyes. Leave me alone. I was inebriated. I don't even know
I
my
stick
own
by
name.
what I say about brain cells.
Nah, that's not fucking cool.
I take that back. Sorry, Carl.
Right, it took 3 attempts to fucking write a tweet, this lad.
Don't worry about it, man. Yeah.
At least I get him in. At least I get him out on time.
You
He's
put
got
it away
more-
till
he's
we're
got-
done, thanks.
That's
He's
a
got
nibble.
more
I'm
tongue.
having that one. Luke, I'm having that one. Fucking reel them in. Reel them in, Cyril. Reel them in. Here we go.
So we'll get back on track anyway. So we all think it's like myself and Smarty reckon we'll get a result, and Luke and Mez or Gilly, you think you don't get it? Is that
A
what
draw.
you're saying?
I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a 2-all draw.
All right, so we're doing the predictions.
2-all
now,
draw
then.
for
All
me.
Okay.
Stick ahead.
And predictions. Go,
We'll get
Mez.
predictions.
Oh, sorry.
then, yeah?
I thought that's what you were getting at, to be fair.
No, just
But wasn't telling the truth. I might have been lying. but I
What do you go?
won
2-all.
2-all.
Scooby-Doo ending.
Right, Jay,
Um,
1-1.
So you're going. What did you go, Mez? 1-0.
2-all draw.
Sorry?
What did
2-all.
you go?
2-all draw.
Karl doesn't play. Smarty, where are you going?
1-0 Leeds.
Oof. Oof.
Game of basketball and you're going for 1-0.
It was a game of basketball last time and it finished
It was only
0-0.
1-0.
Explain that
1-0.
one.
1-all.
1-0.
It was
1-all.
1-all, Smarty.
1-0.
No,
Teams to score.
sorry, yeah, 1-0. It would have drawn. But yeah, 1-0.
Is he actually even a Leeds fan, this guy? Where have we found him?
Yeah, I tell you what, a few people. Do you know what? It would have nil. Fucking hell. It would have won one win for
Another
us.
bite.
It was a
Is that
1-1
yes,
win
another
for
bite?
us.
I'm bitten.
Oh, man.
Ben?
Bitten, lads. I'm bitten.
I'm not even showing.
Right, so
What about you then, Gilly? What are you going for?
what are you going for?
He's going fucking draw. I don't know why.
Because yeah, we all know why. If he says draw, we know why.
Yeah, but the only time all season I thought, do you know what? I just cannot see Leeds getting a result. So I went with the opposition and it would a draw.
so,
Nah.
so
I've already written it. I've gone 2-2.
have you?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That looks like it might be your score this week, Casco.
I think I might be getting a 2-2 draw then, isn't it? Fucking hell. Majority's winning at the moment.
What do you think, Karl?
You're not going to schly one out of me this week either, like, so.
Just say, will you do it on the last game of the season?
If he's
It's
pissed.
against West
I'll have a
Brom,
bet on
like.
it.
It's fucking.
I'll have a bet on it.
West Brom will fucking fire a fiver on it or something, but I guarantee you, what happens if we lose? I'm not like you jinxed it.
It won't matter by then anyway.
What
That's,
We'll be all
but
in
we still
pubs
wanna
and stuff.
win. Will we?
Getting pissed.
Fucking hell. Hopefully.
Remember what that was like? Getting pissed in a pub.
Oh, I can't wait.
I got pissed in a garden there on
Monday?
Saturday. It's just a shame it was my own.
Fucking garden.
Pub on Monday, sit in beer garden rather than my
You're
garden.
off pub on Monday.
Ah,
What side of the house is that on? Is that like a garden that you
actual-
have like a?
no, actual
We'll
pub.
have to go to pubs.
Oh,
aren't
you're
we?
going to a pub, are you?
Yeah, it's my birthday on Monday. I'm off to get steaming.
Oh,
How old? 44?
bananas.
Yeah, all right. You're the same age as me.
43.
You
You're
look
10
older.
years old.
Ah, yeah.
I mean-
all right. Ah, come on.
There's been a couple popped up today, haven't there?
There is. You're going to have to watch it closely tonight, Gilly.
Oh, that's
Uh,
first
right.
one I've noticed. Is that not first one?
No, no.
No, there was a couple, but I think it was mid when we weren't really talking about anything good anyway. So you
Yeah,
know what
I think it was a bit that you were
Hang
going
on
to
a
edit
minute.
out anyway.
That'll be down a bit.
Rambling bollocks.
yeah, something like that. Right, so I'll wrap it up, boys. Look, thanks for coming on and listening to us dribble on about Leeds United topics. Delighted that the Hock won again. Sorry, Luke.
Wait, before you go, hang on a second.
Okay, give us a look. What's the
I bet it's
damage?
closer than you thought it were going to be.
Oh, Jesus, I really hope so.
You thought it were going to be a whitewash, I'm telling you.
Fucking 300 votes,
And it's
54% to 46.
Guardiola. Come on, the Hock.
People just know. They just know.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bang on,
That's
300
brilliant.
votes as well.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we will update you on the result on the next pod. Look, thanks for listening, folks. That's it from me. Luke, nice one.
Cheers, Karl.
Smarty, cheers, buddy. Gilly, no IT issues. Thanks a million, man.
Peace out.
Wait, take it easy, folks. See you next week.